But everything you're spitting is like really hard facts in my opinion. Like you've had excellent knowledge nugget after excellent knowledge nugget here. You're like marketing game be like a fucking plus, yo.
My marketing game is A plus, but I just don't have like the right contacts to get my shit to blow up. Cause like I made my own like press kit and all that shit, and I am a visionary, right? I'm very visual, and I know all the proper steps to really get a song to blow up. So what you would have to do before a release is like write a press release or a press kit and send it out to blogs and make them talk about you, because then when you want to send your music to like Spotify playlists, when they Google your name, they're going to see, okay, this one's talking about her, this one's talking about her, this one's talking about her, and they're going to see a relevance to your music and they're going to put you on their playlists. And I know all these marketing details. I just don't know where to find these vlogs, where to find these blogs, who to contact, who to get, a hold of.
Mm.
So it's like I do all this research on how to make myself expand and grow. I just don't have all the contacts. So
Yeah.
I've I've always wanted to like, this is like completely off track there. I'm going a whole other route with this, but I've always wanted to build an artist from the ground up. I wanted to like find someone with talent, but who doesn't know how to write. And like a singer, for example, let's find a female singer. She's young. She's eight. She just turned 18, or she even younger than that, 16, a 16-year-old prodigy. Take over her social medias, get her perfect content, get her in the studio, write songs for her to record, put it out, still trying to find these blogs to talk about her, but build an artist up from the ground up and see how my marketing that I've been using on myself would work for someone else. Because, some people, some people will genuinely not share your shit or genuinely show support because it's you, just because of who you are.
Yeah. Big facts.
There's a lot of people that have more hype than me, but aren't even like, not to toot my own horn, but at my level. And the reason for it is because they know a lot of people, and a lot of people respect them, and they show fake love to their music or their content. Whereas people don't like someone like myself who will speak out and call people out on their bullshit and will be like as real as I am on the gram. I'm so vulnerable on my platforms where I speak my truth. You hear what I have to say, it is what it is. And people don't want to support that or show me love. Just because, probably because I'm not even vaccinated, I've lost a lot of fucking followers.
I I've seen some of your posts and been like, I can see how this is gonna enrage some people. But back to it, it's the other hand, my job security isn't threatened by this issue, so I don't suppose that my feelings matter versus your reality is where I resolve myself. Seeing things like that, I'm like, I have to remember sometimes I'd be in a really privileged position to have opinions when my life isn't impacted by an issue. Whereas
Yeah.
in your case, if I'm not mistaken, it's a real issue that affects you in a more direct way. So it's like, even if it's just the act of protest, that's like you're right and shit, no?
Yeah. It's just all a fucked up situation.
It is. It is wildly. Well, now that I've
I
thought
feel
about
like
live events and promoting and how I would actually navigate that fucking environment, and considering, like, okay, like the reality is if I throw a show, I'd have to. How do I vet my unvaxxed and vaxxed people? And the one thing I can say is the artist community, a lot of people I know aren't vaxxed, which is not like, it's not like a pro or a negative, it's just a reality. And I say that like because it's weird. It's gonna create like some strange ass privilege shit, and it's like I'm paranoid about that kind of stuff. So I just project some like really eerie shit that's gonna force a lot of people to get vaxxed on some like, if you really want it, you have no choice. Like effectively, I knew I had to go to New York, like, this year. There wasn't a choice. I couldn't afford the 2-week quarantine period. At the time,
Yeah.
that's what it was. So it was like, well, I'm not rich enough to resist this. I am going to comply. And then I just did the shit early, right? Like,
That's what, like, you know, that's what I hate the most about all of this is that they say it's a choice, but it's not. I'm sorry, it is not a choice. It is a ultimatum. If you don't take it, this is what happens. And the thing that has taken the biggest toll on my mental health throughout all of this is seeing the people at my work. Now, look, I am so lucky I am in the position I am where, like, if I don't take the vaccine and I lose my job, I'll be okay. But then there's people at my work who did not want it and they felt like they had no choice. These are people that have years of seniority built up, people that have mortgages, families they need to provide for, cars, student loans. They can't just lose their job or be suspended with no pay. So when they're telling me that they really, really don't want the vaccine, but they have no choice to take it, and you see the looks on their faces, and like they're just, it's not a nice feeling. They're eerie, they're uncomfortable. That's what took the biggest toll on my mental health throughout all this. And that's why I've been so vocal and like not afraid to express my opinion, because it's not an okay situation. Like, it's not okay to make people feel like they need to have this to live their lives. They need to have this to work their jobs. That's not okay. Like, it's an ultimatum. You do not get to live your life freely anymore if you don't have this vaccine. And like, I don't even want to go off on the topic of the
no,
vaccine, you know, like I don't even want to go off on it, but it's just like like, I have to be careful with what I say. I don't want to say like the wrong thing, especially because it's such a political topic.
you've been hella delicately like, good so far.
It's just like morally incorrect, in my opinion. And it's fucking sad. Like, it's really sad. And I've seen so many people like cry over this, and like see so many people like come to me looking for answers, because I've done my own research. Look, I'm not saying my research is correct. I'm not saying I always share real shit, but what I find is what I find. And if I post it because I think it's interesting, I post it because I think it's interesting. Do I fact check it? No, I don't. So it could be wrong. I can admit to that openly. But a good portion of my findings are realistic and make a lot of fucking sense. So when I express these things to the people at my work that didn't want the vaccine, like they always felt like this sense of like comfortability, like talking to me about it, because they know that like I'm looking into things. I'm trying to find solutions. I'm trying to find resolutions. How can we avoid all this? And when they said like October 15th is your last day, if you're not, I had like this one coworker, his name's Mike, and he was so against it, like so against it. And I remember him coming up to me and he's like, what do we do? Like, I'm gonna lose my job. And I'm like, Mike, like, this is the first time you come up to me and I literally have like nothing, no answer to give you. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. There's nothing we could do. And like his face was so like, he looked like he was about to cry. He was getting all red, and like eventually he had to give in and get the fucking vaccine.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of what it is. Like, I don't hear a lot of people describe this stuff, so like hearing your perspective, it's not even about if I agree with you or not. It's still like a reality that a lot of people face that I don't think a lot of people in my work from home life think about, right? Like,
yeah.
So I think it's super valid perspectives. I like your candidness about your lack of research or whatever. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah,
The way you presented
absolutely
it.
real. There's so much false information on the internet. Like, some of what I'm sharing could be true and some of it could be false, and just how it goes vice versa. The problem with this is that you can find information to back up both sides of the argument.
Yeah, it's like one of those situations. I do a lot of stuff in my life that has me looking at stats and data. So I just think a lot about stats and if the stats make sense to me when I hear stuff. So I came to my own conclusions where I'm like, I'm more likely to die from a lot of other things than this vaccination. And pragmatically, this makes the sense to me. Because, like, I don't know, nominally numbers look away, percentage-wise numbers look a mad different way. And so I like to run the percentages. Like, sometimes I'll see some shit, like, if X number of people feel this way, how do you feel? And then I Google the total population of that profession. And I, like, yo, if that many percentage of people felt that way about anything, often the answer is, well, more people hate me than that in life. So I'm pretty sure, like, I don't care. I don't care that much. So it's like, but also, like, I understand it. Like, how many people sat there and looked at Google Analytics Academy shit for work? And you got kind of, like, incentivized to go do that. I'm sure most people ain't be sitting there learning that because they're supposed, like, because it's your job. Like, it's not everyone's job kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people get, like, mad unaware of, like, the data literacy rates of people. And then, like, you look at the media, right? And it's completely fair to be like, the media spins everything with language, and then people watch a lot of charismatic people spin stories. Half these YouTube videos of very charming people saying whatever. It's like, it's super weird, honestly.
It's a double-edged sword, honestly. It's like there's no meeting point. There's no it's fucked up.